Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening, and we're here now on Thursday, the 5th of October, 2023. The time, 6:20 p.m. Central Time. And the big question in the marketplace, of course, is will the Chicago Bears wrap up another loss and keep this fabulous losing streak just going? Maybe we can get a completely winless season. Frustration, yes, but that means a number one draft pick if we accomplish that. So at the end of every piece of misery, there's something good, is my point. Don't know if it'll happen to them or not. Take a look at these prices on energies. They're unbelievable how much they have fallen. I think today you had to throw in the towel in the heating oil and just say, I don't know where the market is going. That probably means it's at a bottom, but you don't know. Why did the market fall this much? I don't know. Goldman came out with a piece this afternoon and basically said the same thing. They think things are dramatically overdone, that this isn't a warranted break. Well, let me tell you, when the market goes to a certain number and stays there like this has, somebody knows something else. I don't know what that something else is. I don't pretend to. But something is going on here. Is it that they think that interest rates around the world are contracting everything to the point where maybe there'll be less demand to a degree, but isn't there a certain inelasticity in energy? I think there is. I mean, you're going to tell me in your car you're going to drive a little bit less. What's a little bit? You got to go to work. You got to go to work. You got to go out and get groceries. You're getting groceries, okay? Maybe you don't have to drive cross country, but how many of us do that? Those are the type of things you got to ask. The heating season's coming at us. Today I had my furnaces in my home. Check. Got the thumbs up. It'll probably mean they'll break, but got the thumbs up. Ready. Why? Chicago's going to be in the 40s this week. So our highs will be in the low 50s, so it is time. You'll be flipping on, and we're 75 as I'm talking to you. But everything's about to change. As the season changes, so do the markets. Now, look at the stock indices. They continue to break, which is right in line, exactly in line with the special report that I just did for you. I'm putting this up because I don't want you to forget it. In a day or so, I won't be advertising it. It'll be gone come Monday. So how do you look at this report? Well, let me first tell you what the report is. Instead of doing bar charts and the seasonals in a way that I normally do them, I approached everything very different. I didn't do price counts. I talked some world events that are going on, but it is super time sensitive. Why? What I did in the report is I walked you starting on October 4th right through the next week. Show you the importance of what the market's at. Basis. All four indices, the 30-year seasonal, the 15 and the 5. Seasonal trends have limitations. Number one, they're past history. Past history does not guarantee the future, not in any manner that I'm aware of. Otherwise, I'll be buying all the past winners in the lottery. I should win again, maybe. You know, that's not going to happen. I'd love to get that $1.4 billion Saturday night. Who wouldn't? But it's not 1.4. In Illinois, after tax, it's about, I think, maybe 350 million. Not a bad day, but that would be it. But getting back to reality here. When you look at this, there's other events that happen in 30 years, 15 and 5-year spans. We're not in a unique event like that. So I think seasonals do have an importance. And why ever they top and bottom when they do, so be it. Seasonals are not your, hey, I'm going to go long or I'm going to go short. They're the window that tells you should be possibly looking to do that. And if seasonals, especially massive together, aren't paid attention to and the market keeps going in a different direction, something is unfolding that we haven't seen before. That's how I interpret it. How do you see the report and judge it for yourself? Simple. You move your cursor to the top right up here. You'll see an icon. Give it a click. Number two, you can go to iraepstein.com and there go to the word research. You will not get an email from me that says, hey, click this link and it's just going to play. Do it the way that I'm telling you. That is the way to go about it. Got it? Simplest way you can do it. But I think you'll see this is one of the more important reports I've done going into tomorrow's jobs data. Going into next week, we still don't have a Speaker of the House, you know that. We have two tigers fighting it out, Jim Jordan and Scalise. It's going to be whoever goes in, if it's those two men, they are much more hardcore, in my opinion, than Kevin McCarthy was. Where does that put you with the Democrats? And will they get in with the hardcore 8 Republicans that can hold everything up the way it's all set? You got to be nuts to allow a one vote can throw somebody out of that. We saw that with McCarthy. He tried his darn best, but it was a deal that was doomed from square one. So now you know where we're at. All right. I was fascinated today and in the misery of watching these markets come apart, laughing because President Biden has again done it. Do you remember August of 2020? He's running, doing everything. There will never be an inch of that wall built under me. President, you're right, it won't be an inch. It's now going to be 20 new miles that the president is taking money that had been authorized, and it's go ahead, get this done. Let's get something done about the wall. As I told you, it was just a question of when, because in Chicago, there's a move afoot. They are turned on the president. He's not welcome. Big problems in Chicago. I mean, just read, if I live here, read the newspapers that are pro-Democrat. Read the newspapers. New York can't be far behind. So these problems have now come home to roost, and we are just, in October? Basically a year from now, we're going to the polls. Problems. He's got to do something. Now, today we changed another thing. Illegal Venezuelans that are coming to the border are being deported and sent back. He only just approved, 470,000 for work permits that are here illegal. I laugh. It's craziness. All right. In the gold market, let's get to the markets. Enough of that. You're back down to 1816. You got a $208 break at this point. Market coming unglued. In the gold, you can see you haven't even gone into the pause stage yet. You're trying it, but you haven't shown that you can do it. Tomorrow may define that. You know, we're going to get jobs data. They're looking for 170,000 with an unemployment rate going to 3.7 from 3.8%. So less unemployed. Well, maybe they'll get 150,000. The market would certainly rear and go, uh-oh, there it's finally happening. But if they get 200,000, I'm just making these numbers up, uh-oh, a problem the other way. So you've got to pay close attention as to what tomorrow's going to hold. A tip-off might be if you get back over the high here of 1846.80, it might be the sign that we're finally breaking this pattern of lower highs, lower lows, and this extended market break of $175 from this peak up here with an outside day up. Remember the outside day course? Do any of you remember that? You take out that low, you never went back for the high, the whole game changed. It's the importance of outside days. They sometimes come in at tops and bottoms. They're either a continuation or a complete violation of a trade. And when that happens, there could be H. It ends with an L to pay. When you come down here and you look at where the moving averages are, everything's bearish. You move to the right-hand side of the Bollinger Band. Remember this break, and I said it's rare that you go beyond 5 days. And when you do, as this was unfolding, I was saying, folks, this is a sign of tremendous weakness, not strength in the market. When you get that far, it is telling you there's real problems. That is still going on in this chart, and you have an embedded reading. Until that red line closes over 21, I remain fully committed to the bear side of this market. In the silver market, you've got the gold-silver ratio. It's still staying up near this 86 level, so silver's still weaker than gold. And it just became embedded, or it's working on it. You can't count today, Friday. This is Friday's trade on the board already. So here's the close of business Thursday. Both numbers under 20, day before under 20, and the day before. You embedded. So you did the embedded effective today, Thursday. And now you're still there. So the market on rallies, I think the pros are looking to sell it, looking for lower lows before it's said and done. In the copper market, we're going to get an idea how copper looks now that they're going to come back from the golden weekend, China. This is a week where metal trade was absent, Chinese traders, very much absent. So as they come back, just be careful. All metals can be impacted as these people make their way back into the offices. A number of them will come in probably starting tomorrow. In China, it's crazy. On weekends, they issue government reports. They do all kinds of things. So just be aware of what's going on there. In the platinum market, we're leaning on the downside. I know I told you about lack of demand. This strike tomorrow, we get to hear from the UAW how negotiations are going, if they're going to pick up and go with even more strikers on the line. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I know that the last thing I had heard, the union demand was 30% increase in pay, but I'm sure there's other demands. The question is who's doing what? Is anybody even getting remotely close? But I'm not going to keep repeating what I believe. I think that some of these demands will never be met. In the dollar index, out of left field, you lost the embedded reading. See that close at 73? So unless it closes tomorrow back over the 80 level, the odds are before you go back for this high, just the odds, you're going to get down price in the 18-day average, and that average will go higher. I can tell you that already. They'll come together at some point, and we'll see if the market can hold the uptrend. That's going to be the important thing as I see it. So once again, if you want to see that all-important stock index report, you're in the time frames right now that I lay out for it. Move your cursor to the top here or go to iraepstein.com, research. Enjoy the report.